What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Professor Mims, aka Professor. Make it make sense. And today I'm bringing you a story about actor, singer Tyrese Gibson, who recently allowed his dogs to leave the gate and unalive some neighbors' dogs. But before we continue this story and see exactly what happened, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so we can continue to grow this channel and I can continue to bring you this amazing content. Having said that, without further ado, let's jump right in to what exactly happened. So, as mentioned earlier, actor and singer Tyrese Gibson is making headlines after reports surfaced that his dogs attacked and unalived a neighbor's pet. This tragic incident allegedly took place near his property, leaving the community shaken and sparking questions about pet safety, liability, and responsibility. Neighbors are now demanding answers, and some sources suggest possible legal consequences could be on the horizon for Tyrese. While details are still emerging, the story has quickly spread online, with fans debating whether this was an accident or negligence. So what we do know from the matter is Tyrese Gibson was actually giving an opportunity to express his disdain or his concern about the whole incident. And if you look on the screen, he basically said, quote, Gibson, he extends his deepest condolences to the family who lost their beloved dog to this tragic incident that occurred while Gibson was actually away from his home. Upon learning of this unfortunate accident, Tyrese Gibson immediately made the difficult decision to rehome his dogs to a safe and loving environment. So, unfortunately for Tyrese, even though I know his apology was sincere, we have to be realistic and say he's responsible for the dog. So this is the potential legal consequences Tyrese Gibson could face in this dog attack case. So there would be a civil liability, most likely. The neighbor could sue Tyrese for the value of the dog based on the breed, the age, the training, and etc. And the courts may also award emotional distress damages, since pets are considered family by many judges in modern cases. The veterinarian bills, if the dog was injured before passing, the burial, the cremation costs, and legal fees could also be added. There's also strict liability laws. So many states, such as California, where Tyrese actually resides, have strict liability dog laws. What this means is the owner is automatically responsible if their dog injures or kills another pet or person, even if it's the first time and regardless of the intent. So Tyrese can't simply claim, quote, I didn't know my dogs were dangerous, end quote. So now, negligent claims. If Tyrese's dogs were roaming free, unrestrained, or previously reported as aggressive, the neighbor could argue negligence. And negligence can increase damages, which would make him liable for more than just the replacement cost of the pet. Then we have animal control and criminal charges. If the local animal control determines that the dogs are dangerous, they may do the following things. 1, issue fines or citations. 2, they can order the dog to be removed, muzzled, or in an extreme case can be euthanized. So another rare case is the owner can face misdemeanor charges for reckless handling of animals, especially if there is a history of complaints. So what type of impact does this have on Tyrese's public image? Well, beyond legal issues, this fuels a lot of negative press on his behalf. Now, celebrities often will settle cases like this quickly to avoid drawn-out lawsuits and any PR damage. So, in summary, Tyrese is almost certain to face some civil liability and potentially fines from animal control. Jail time is highly unlikely unless he ignored repeated warnings about his dogs, but the financial and PR fallout could be very significant. So here's my opinion on the matter. I feel bad for Tyrese only because if he didn't know that his dogs were roaming free and attacked the dog, there is a genuine apologetic position on his behalf where he didn't expect things to get so out of hand. But having said that, I have to be very clear about this. When it comes to adults, when you have children or pets, the reality is this: whatever they do, because you are responsible for them, you are also responsible for their actions. So, in this event, Tyrese may generally not know that his pets could do something like this. But because you're the owner, by default, you have to take full responsibility. And I don't want to question how he's raising his dogs, because what I've noticed from being a dog owner myself is that the way you raise your dogs can potentially be a reflection. Their behavior can be a reflection on how you raise them. And not every single case is 100%, but for the most part, let's just say we're talking in generalities. If you're raising your pets to be docile, peaceful, friendly, then you don't have to worry about if something like this happens where they happen to break free, that they end up getting to a point where they're so violent that they actually unalive another dog, or thank God it wasn't a human, you know. And it's just as bad as that it's another animal. It's just as bad. Let me make that clear. But the point is, the ramifications of the dogs getting out and taking away a life in general is such a poorly reflection on the owner. And it sucks because we don't know the full extent of how he's raised his animals, but if for them to do that, there's something that unfortunately Tyrese Gibson missed the mark on, and it could have been avoided altogether with him making sure they were leashed or in yards where they couldn't attack anyone, or at the bare minimum, him having them good nature where they wouldn't act out like this. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay blessed.